back to game mode. As you can see, there's going to be some Faron's Fate footage in the background, but what's neat about what we're doing today is we're actually going to be talking to the dev of Faron's Fate. This is Winter Drake. He created it. If you've watched the one run where I beat it, you can see that he did pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So, pretty exciting news this week is you got Greenlight.
I did, and I actually just released today.
Yeah, so today, Friday the 16th, is the first day that Faron's Fate is officially on Steam. So go check it out.
Yeah. It's gotta feel pretty good from your side, eh? Being on Steam.
It does, definitely. I was surprised. The game wasn't getting quite as many votes as I was hoping for, but it actually did end up getting greenlit, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I was on there earlier and I noticed all the reviews since it's been released have been positive.
Yes, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. I mean, as you know, we've been following you since the beginning, right?
Alpha
Yeah.
1.0.
So I mean, with you doing almost everything, how is that process for you? Like, obviously, there's a labor of love there, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, it took a lot more time than it would if I had a team. I had been working on it for like 8 months, and then I did the normal release on my own website at the end of August. So I don't know. It was like 8 months of just sort of doing it myself, sort of on my own time. It wasn't too stressful because I didn't have any deadlines. I don't have a boss.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And so, what was your inspiration for doing Faron's Fate here?
Well, it was based off of, so if you notice in the credits, it says Adventure Dungeon 2 Faron's Fate. So there was an Adventure Dungeon 1. And that I started making it like exactly a year before I began development on Faron's Fate. And that was like a really crappy free game I made in an older version of Game Maker. And that was based off of Adventure Time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was based
I've
off.
seen that a few times, actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen, there's an episode called Dungeon Train that's sort of making fun of video games
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah.
It was based on that sort of, because I was like, oh, what if there's a video game that was like that and actually had all the items? And it started as an Adventure Time fan game, and then I made it its own thing, but like, not really, because the character still looked a lot like Finn, and also the game was really bad. But like a year later, I just decided I wanted to make like a new revamped version. Like, I don't know, I'd become a little bit better at pixel art. I learned I learned from my mistakes, basically.
You know, even between when we were playing Alpha 1.0 and the full release, like the art, huge improvement.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Definitely had a lot more chance to work on it.
Yeah, and knowing that it's based off Adventure Time, that explains a few of the items that we talked that like just Jay and I noticed, like with the Lifestealer axe.
Oh, yeah,
noticed it was like the guitar.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that actually is a remnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did keep some of the items from the old games. So there's some things like that. That may be one of the only ones actually, because most of the stuff I just made up. But the Lifesteal axe, especially in the first game, totally is just like ripped from Marceline's axe that I drew.
Yeah. No, and that's fantastic. Like just as we were going through the games, obviously there's a lot of fandom just for games in general. It's there. You had references to things like the Master Sword and
Sonic, heart pieces. Tons of in references.
Yeah, definitely had child references in there.
Yeah, and that's fantastic to see, right? So I was gonna talk about the first games and such. So have you done anything beyond the Adventure Dungeon games at this point, or?
Not really. This is my first released game that I've charged for.
Right.
Adventure Dungeon 1 was my first game that I really tried to publish and get out there. And that one was actually really cool for me because I had, YouTubers playing my game for the first time, and obviously I wasn't anyone big because it was really small, crappy game.
Yeah.
But that was really exciting for me, and it made me want to do more of it, I guess.
That's cool.
So, and I know you said you did this on your free time. So, what's your day job then?
My day job is, when I was doing it, when I was making Faron's Fate, I was finishing high school. I just graduated, and I'm in college now.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you looking into doing more dev work then in the long run?
I am. Well, my major is marketing, so I can use that for marketing games, or if I go on with like music, because I did do the game soundtrack. If I go on with music, if I go on with art or games, I can really use marketing for whatever I want.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. That was a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love music always. We both love music and games. It's so hard to get right sometimes, and I think you got it like bang on.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it was the first. It was the first like soundtrack music I've ever done. I've been like producing like electronic music for a few years, but it was the first soundtrack piece I've done.
It was really fitting for the game. Very atmospheric. Good fit.
Awesome. Thank you.
What is your favorite item in the game?
My favorite item in the game. Crap. What is it? Possibly the Warrior's Axe, which is the one that like when you kill someone, your damage increases.
Oh yeah.
And that was based off of Samson in the original Binding of Isaac, not in Rebirth.
Oh, okay.
In the original one, like the damage would reset at each room, and if you had an enemy with like a ton of small, or you had a room with a ton of small enemies, your damage would be like insane by the end of the room.
Yeah.
And I always liked that, so probably that one. That, or I don't even remember them all.
Well, there's a lot there to choose from.
There it is, for sure.
Yeah, I think I showed my save file at the end of that last video I did, and I had something like 70 or 80 hours played, and I still didn't have all the friggin' items.
Really, you had 80 hours played? I didn't see the end of that one. That's crazy.
I've played a lot. Yeah, I like a game. I think my favorite is the undead allies. Just
Yeah, that
killing
was-
shit and getting allies is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. That was a mechanic I had like right at the end. Like right near the end of the development, I got that idea. Oh, and of course, I'm just trying to load up my save file, look through the items, and of course, I wiped it when I brought it to Steam. So I don't have a collection of items. But there's like a few different ones that are involving the necromancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a passive necromancing and a weapon necromancy.
And a weapon, and then there's I believe there's like a scroll that like it's a magic item that you can spawn them for like 5 magic or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the favorite secondary weapon instead of primary weapon?
Like favorite magic item?
Yeah.
My favorite magic item. I actually really have a soft spot for the teleportation rune.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people use that. It's basically what's good about it is a lot of people will see that it's teleportation. They'll just say that's totally useless. But it only costs 2 mana, and when you use it, it gives you invincibility frames as if you've been hit.
Oh yes.
So
that is more useful than it seems on a base level.
Yeah. And then also, another item that I never see anyone use is the Nega Rune, even though that's like the most overpowered item in the game. And that's the one that sets your health to 1, but anytime you take damage during the period of the buff, you don't take damage, you gain health of whatever their damage stat is.
Oh,
Oh
interesting.
wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
a lot of people will see it and use it once and just be like, oh no, I'm at 1 health, what did this do?
I think I remember that being Jay's exact reaction to
Yeah,
that. Actually,
I don't think most people have the balls to use that. That takes guts to be like, yeah, I'll risk it all.
Yeah, it's best when you're like low on health anyway, and then you can just like walk into high damage enemies and refill all your health.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that'd be really good in some boss fights.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah. I've seen stuff like that end some of your runs.
Do you have something in mind for what's next, or just focusing on school?
Well, I do have an update plan where I'm going to add like an option for language packs.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, because I've had a lot of different YouTubers contact me that are from like other countries and speak other languages, which is kind of weird because it's an English game. I didn't expect them to like contact me, but I've had some like Russian viewers and Spanish viewers and be like, "Hey, can I play your game?" And I'm like, "Sure," but are your viewers going to be able to understand it?
You know, it's the weirdest thing. We have views on our channel from 110 different countries. It'll be
Really?
the weirdest little thing in some language and like that I wouldn't even begin to guess. And it was like, are they watching us for the gameplay? Do they actually understand what we're saying? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just the internet is so friggin' big. You never know.
it is.
True.
But yeah, mostly for Faron's Fate next, just going to be working on language packs. I don't speak a lot of languages. I took Spanish in high school, so I know a little bit of that. But what I'm mainly going to do is code the game so that there is like a language.txt file that people can like edit and then like share them on Reddit, share them wherever. And then also I'll like make a collection of ones that have been completed, so people can translate it to their own language.
That's cool.
Nice. I had something. I completely forgot what I was going to ask. So.
God, amateur hour over here.
Apparently. Speedrunning. 'Cause you had time trials and such in there.
I do, yeah. The time trial mode was I added that right at the end when I was adding all the challenge modes. It's interesting.
Have you seen many people participating in it so far? Like, is there a competitive community developing?
I haven't really seen it. The time trial mode, or like the time rush mode, is basically, I'm just gonna say this for people who don't know what it is, because a lot of people definitely haven't played it. It's basically every minute, I believe, the difficulty of the game increases, and it also has like a timer to show you how fast you're going.
Oh, that's neat.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a really wacky mode, and it's extremely hard because you have to like freaking book it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you start off that mode with a map and a couple other items, just because you're going to be skipping a lot of item rooms.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's seeds as well, so they could do more of a traditional speed running. Like I think you mentioned Binding of Isaac. I think for that they use seeds for speed runs to keep it relatively fair.
They actually
with
stopped
procedurally
because some of the speeds were insane. Because they knew exactly what item was coming from, right?
Yeah.
So there was one seed that you could be finding Isaac in.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's just, you'd get like powerful items, right? Are you hoping to see a good like speedrun community? I noticed a lot of indie devs are putting stuff in there, and that's fantastic to see.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. I mean, that's part of the reason why I included the seeded runs feature. I had that in the original game actually too.
Okay.
And it's also just fun. Like if you're playing with a friend, you can like literally play the same thing at the same time. I don't know. I got the inspiration from that, from like the original Binding of Isaac, where they had Spider mod, because seeds weren't actually in the game, but they had a mod where people could do like a race in the same world, and I liked that, so I added it.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a little notepad on my desk where I would write down seeds that I liked, whether it was just because I'd get ridiculously overpowered or there was just a good combination of things, and I'd write some down that I liked so I could play them again.
Yeah.
Just fun.
So, do you have any other questions? I'm kind of...
Anything else you want to say?
Anything you want to say there, Winter Drake, about everything?
Okay.
Buy the game. I don't know. I'm just excited that it's finally on Steam, and hopefully it'll be able to fund my future projects.
Yeah, that in and of itself is a huge success. And it's cool that the community as a whole went, yeah. Like, being Greenlight is cool because it's community moderated. And for the community to say, yes, this is cool, we like it, let's see it, that's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible for basically my first game to be on Steam. It's very encouraging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It was fantastic. Like I said, followed it since the beginning. Absolutely love it. We also agree. Buy the game.
Sure. We will obviously include some links to Steam in the description. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Winter Drake, for being here with us. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.